Alrighty, so last time we got an amazing item from a pretty amazing dungeon with a pretty amazing boss. So all around it was a pretty good time. Like seriously, this whip is one of my favorite items ever that I've ever gotten in a Zelda game. It's so much fun to use. And we went through the dungeon here behind the waterfall and got our sword powered up. So now we do twice as much damage and it's a little bit longer. So now we're going to make our way to the Isle of Songs and learn about... Oh no, it died! And learn about the next location, which I think is pretty obvious it's going to be Eldon, because it looks like we're just going to go through the 3 provinces or regions or whatever in the order in which we originally went through them. And hopefully that's the case, because otherwise the stream title won't make too much sense. Come on, get over here. There we go. Oh, what am I doing? I should just use the bird statue to go straight back into the sky. Before I go to the Isle of Songs though, I am going to make a quick pitch stop back in Skyloft and repair my shield and see if I can buy some stuff, because we're full up on rupees. Actually, I might be able to just buy the better one. This shield right here. Sacred Shield. And it automatically repairs itself. Yes. I wish I could sell some of this stuff. Hello.
Hey! Hey!
Oh, how did I not notice this? Oh, okay. Guess that makes sense. Whoops. Sorry. There you go. Oh, never mind. I can sell it. I guess I'll do that later since I'm full up on rupees. Thanks. Oh look, it's that baby that keeps this guy up all night. No thanks, I don't have any potions right now. Oh, but it looks like she may have a quest for us, as well as the guy over there sitting, so we can get some more gratitude crystals.
Hey!
This one. Yeah.
Okay!
Hopefully this eventually becomes like the Highland Shield or something, because I really want it to. Oh, no? Okay. We don't even have the ingredients necessary to make this upgraded shield. It's more bird feathers and monster horns. Just one of each, though.
Oh!
Alright. Oh. Woman sobbing in the dormitory. Well, we can check that out after we check in with Beetle. By using our Beetle. Yo, what's up? Oh, I don't have enough. I'll take it.
Thank you!
Hey, Marcus. How's it going? You just slept in Beetle's gross sweaty bed. Oh, he's not here 24/7. I guess even superhumans have to sleep. Where does he park this thing? What is this? Yeah, I guess I should be a little bit more thankful, huh? But how's it going, Marcus? How have you been? Anything interesting happened over the past week? I can't burn myself in the fire.
Oh!
Oh, nice. Chicken and a copy of Final Fantasy VII. I'm assuming the original, right, on PS1. I guess you just never slept in Beetle's bed until night. Oh, nice. CIB. Horned Colossus Beetle. Can't see it. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's cute. Look at it. It's blue.
Oh.
Yeah, bluey. No, not this week. I didn't save the world to this week. Maybe next week. What I did do this week was make some more banana bread. So that's pretty cool. It turned out great because the bananas were extremely ripe. No, you got it right the second time. Just that I moved it to my actual subscriber emote. Yeah, I ran out of space on Better Twitch TV. Guess we can't get that treasure chest yet. What better place to sleep than Link's room? That's not his room. Oh, here we go. Oh, I never noticed this. I guess Link is like a crafter guy. Yeah, DIY. Maybe Link can make me some statues. Some gamer statues. Oh, nice. No, I want to see what's inside. There's nothing useful in here. Not useful to my adventure, but look at that. That's cute. I like it. Yeah, he's gonna make, statues that are worth like 300 bucks. Hey, look! Why is this here? I like how at night the music stops. Oh, it's so quiet. It's like being left alone at school. Just no one here, super quiet, a little bit eerie, a little bit kind of mystical. Not really, there's like a bunch of raccoons around my house, so I'd rather not get rabies. Oh, inside? Yeah, all the time. Yeah, those raccoons are pretty common where I live. They're always scratching about. Ah. Now, where's the dormitory? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Sometimes they fight too, which is not a pleasant thing to hear. They're like scratching and stuff. Hmm. I don't think that would necessarily frighten them off. They're pretty fearless. Like, you do not want to mess with raccoons. They're gonna like attack you, even though you're like twice their size or 3 size. I don't know. How many raccoons are you? How many raccoons tall are you? Oh, through the window. Yeah, that's smart. "22 3DSs. Not bad. I've never measured myself in 3DSs, so I wouldn't know how tall I am in 3DSs. Hopefully it's more than 2, though. Oh, now, that changes things a little bit. I wonder why. Three to 4 inches, huh? Imagine if everyone measured things in 3DSs. Kind of funny. Oh wow, nice. And I guess I can't open this one. Oh really? That's pretty funny. Imagine if humanity, up until this point, didn't have a like unified system of measurement, and then once the 3DS dropped, everything was changed. Humanity made monumental progress. Oh, I actually haven't started Dread. I'm going to play it on stream for my first go. Just like how I did Zero Mission. So I'm pretty excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be another split stream. It's going to be Resident Evil 1 and Metroid Dread. Yeah, man. I finally downloaded it. And, you know, everything is working and everything is good now. Not like last time where I had to not even play it because I forgot to install it. So, yeah, everything is good. Oh, really? Well, it did come at the end of the stream, pretty much, so that's not too surprising. Where is the dormitory? I've been looking for it for like 10 minutes now. I guess while I'm here I should drop off some of those gratitude crystals to Monster Man. No man, imagine doing this in real life. Like letting go of the ladder and then trying to grab it when you're almost at the bottom. Your fingers will probably rip off. Hello, monster guy. Cool. Not bad. $30? Oh, actually, I think we have like 20 something, so we aren't far off. Oh, never mind. I don't think he'll accept a rat. Oh, speaking of, I saw that, dang, I forgot her name. Oh, right. Yeah, Ingrid became a rat, right? So, yeah, now she's a rat. How'd that happen? Is it just for Halloween? Or is it gonna last longer than that? Yeah, she's rat grid now. her chi. There was a rat scratching on my wall last night and it didn't let me sleep. Yo, what are you doing up? No, I didn't. They didn't want to negotiate. Sorry. They just kept scratching. I swear he's gonna do something suspicious. Good thing you can't see me with my with my disguised like my camouflage here. My amazing hiding spot behind this one bar. If I put my shield like this, he won't see me. Alright, I guess he's not suspicious. He. Anyway, let's just abandon the whole like dormitory thing because I can't find it. Oh, it's locked. I wanted to do a side quest, but I couldn't find the place where it was gonna happen. So instead I'm going to go back to the Isle of Songs and get the next location for the next fire flame thing. Which is probably gonna be in Eldon. Hence the title of the stream. That someone snoring or what? Oh, it looks like he's kind of dying. Hello, do you need some help? Oh, are you doing push-ups? Oh, nice. Well, he's pretty dedicated, so that's good. He just needs a little extra boost. Let's go get him that potion. Then after I do this, and I don't know, maybe some other side quest, I'm going to first check in with the owner of the Lumpy Pumpkin. See if we can like drink some pumpkin soup or something, because that sounds pretty good. And then I go to the Isle of Songs and do the thing in there, and then make our way to the next flame. Oh, I forgot the toilet hand is also in this game. So we gotta do that too. Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh man, I was eating grapes earlier today when I was about to eat one, and I noticed that I had a crushed spider on it. Which, you know, is normal. It's just probs come from outside, right? So there's of course gonna be like little buggies on it at times. But like I was a little bit surprised still to see like half a spider on my grape. And I couldn't get it off either, it was pretty stuck in there. Good thing I didn't eat that. No, I couldn't do that. Alright. Now let's get that potion. He'll probably give some gratitude crystals. Hello. Here you go. Some nice Gatorade for you. Try your best. Are you buff yet? Guess not. Let's try sleeping till another night and see if he actually becomes stronger. Let's see. Let's see if that's the case. Oh, no, he's still there. Oh, no, ooh, wow. 57. Wow, this guy is... He's really going at it. After this one, probably. Let's do it. Oh my god, I just realized. This is the origin story. This is the origin story of Saitama. This is where he came from. He's halfway there. Soon he's gonna be doing 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and 100 whatever else he does. And he's gonna be the strongest being in the universe. Whoops. I didn't sleep. The manga um, was still going, right? Or was still going. I remember Reese talking about it not that long ago. Uh-oh. See, do we have any paper? I don't think I want to give him this. I guess he's just gonna have to wait. Sorry. Yeah. There was a season 2, wasn't there? I don't think that's another good idea. Oh, here's some paper. Can I help? Oh boy. Hehehe. Of course. Karen. The round hat. I don't know who that is. Cool, I'll definitely do that. I will most definitely deliver it. To who? That's up for debate. Yes, thank you. Hey, Carl. Is that the one on mobile devices? No, it's the worst timeline, man. That definitely could have been used on something better. But other than regret, how are you? Do anything interesting this week, Carl? I'm not sure that getting 3 copies of DMC2 is much better. Alright. Yeah, it's not about numbers, it's about your form. It's about the quality of the push-up. No, that's not what I meant. Was that SHC is in a day? Chuk? Chulk? There you are. Hello, Ghost Hand. Yeah, dude, Master Hand. This is the origin story. Okay, question. Is there any other paper that you can use for this side quest? Do you know? Okay, into the toilet it goes. Here you go. Oh, she has a name. Peony. Watch what you're doing down there. Falling asleep. Not on the toilet. Ah, okay. Where's my reward? To the kid? Which kid? Oh, right, that guy. Okay. You say so. Man, Link has just been sleeping non-stop. He slept for days on end, without eating, without drinking, without saving the world, most importantly. Yeah, you're right. It's the gamer lifestyle. Yo, I delivered your letter.
Hey.
I did, and she was very, very grateful. You can just write a new letter. Wow. I think this mission was a success. Oh, what if? What if we go to the hand at night and she read the letter and she falls in love with him? That would be amazing. Which one is his? Not that one. Not that one. Hey, well that's good. We're hunting for those things. Seriously, which room is his? Here's Groot's room. Oh, he bunks with Groot's. I gave it to a ghost hand. Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, by the way, Groot is still missing. Whoops! Ow. Is no one concerned about your Groot being on the mainland or whatever, like under the clouds? Because he never got back up. Because the only thing that he did was follow us. And it's not like he has a sailcloth to come back up. Is that supposed to mean something? Hello, hand. Where are you? Oh, I didn't know that. I'm not a dorm kid, so I guess I wouldn't know. Alright, let's just do one final check. And then I'm gonna make my way towards the lumpy pumpkin. Let's go. Just a little bit late on that one. Perfect. I think I'm getting better at the timing. Oh, you're right. I had my desktop audio off. We can worry about that later, though. Let's go. Get some pumpkin soup. Did you pick up Metroid Dread, Marcus? A new chandelier that we can destroy. Amazing. Oh yeah, Nick All-Stars. I've actually really wanted to play that, but it was $50, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hold off. Well, are you sure? I thought it was $49.99, at least on Steam. Let me check. Oh, you're right. It is $39.99. Oh, it's on sale right now? That's pretty soon to be having a sale on it. I want some soup. Cool. Let's go break the chandelier. I mean, explore. I mean, I knew Steam had sales and stuff, but I didn't think it would be this early. Dang, this one is too reinforced. Or maybe... I was gonna use my beetle to cut the rope, but... Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, well, I grew up in Nintendo, you know. A sale is like a myth. Yeah, I mean, they don't do that anymore, though. They're gonna make you pay 20 bucks for a game that won't exist in a couple months. No, I was talking about, the Fire Emblem game that they translated, you know, for the first time ever, like, officially translated. But it was on the release schedule, or release window of 3D All-Stars. Yeah, but I'm saying that now they don't give free games. Like, they might have in the Wii U era, but nowadays I don't think so. Really? I haven't been to Target in a long time, so I wouldn't know if they did or didn't still sell them. But that's kind of hilarious. That's great, because that means people can buy it after the supposed end date. Dang! I got it wrong. We're going to the desert this time. I mean, yeah. Like I said, I love their games, but I hate their corporate business practices. What an inconvenient way to get to this place. You have to like crawl on all fours. They could have put a door or something. Ooh. Do these things attack me? Or are they just kind of chilling? Alright, before I move on to the desert, I'm gonna look one more time to see if that advanced any story stuff, and we can actually see the toilet hand and also catch up with the crying guy. Oh, and also the muscle man, or soon to be muscle man. I mean, it's fun. Whoops, wrong room. It's fun to interact with these people, because a lot of these situations are so ridiculous. I'm half expecting to, like, open this guy's door, and he's gonna be like Johnny Bravo, like, just completely jacked. Nah. Ooh, that sounds fun. Hopefully I encounter that sooner than later. Hello? Not in here, I guess. There it is. Oh, look. Yeah, Master Hand, man. You're kind of a ghost, though. I'm not sure how that's gonna work out. That's cute, though. I don't think she's letting him sleep, though. Ghost ectoplasm. Okay. If you say so. Wasn't there like a like soda or something that was inspired by the Ghostbusters? It was like Ecto Cola or something. Ecto Slurp. I don't know. Wow, he's devastated. And he even realizes that Groose is gone. Yeah, I think it was called Ecto Cooler, now that I'm thinking about it. Something like that. Yeah, I mean, it's a thing, though. It's like the Reptar bar, or whatever, from Rugrats. When I worked retail, I had people come ask me about that, because I was in charge of, like, restocking, or not restocking, like, um, yeah, but, like, it was Reptar bars for back then. I'm like, what do you... No, we don't. Because we didn't. I wonder what a Reptar bar even tastes like now that I'm thinking about it. I was not curious about it like back then, but I'm kind of curious about it now. Probably not very good. Kind of like you said, just like cheap cash grab. Oops. I'm pretty sure that the Rugrats had a series where they were grown up, which is kind of weird because, like, back in the 90s and stuff, they had, like, that whole, like, you know, babies fad, like Tom and Jerry babies, or, like, Looney Tunes babies, whatever it's called. But yeah, it was kind of like the opposite of that. Did we really? I don't remember that. Really? I don't exactly remember that, no. Well, this is kind of news to me. Really? That's kind of funny. I recall there being like some episodes of the Rugrats that were just like actually super heavy. Like they dealt with a bunch of fairly adult themes, you know what I'm talking about? Dang, I guess that's an important lesson of like saving your money and stuff, huh? Oh really? You'd think it would be. Oh, I guess that's a pretty good lesson. And he gets to share it with his dad, so that's pretty cool. Here's some more tears. Just like in Twilight Princess. At least that episode had a good ending. All right. Yee. There they are. Running, running. These guys are fast. Thank you. The way they, like, run at you is actually terrifying, because when I first encountered them, I was like, oh, these guys are gonna be, like, slow and clunky, you know? But no, they're actually really fast. Like, especially for their size, which makes it so scary when they're coming at you. Well, that may be so, but I still think it's really freaky. Oh, man. Uh-oh. Don't mind me. Oh. I shattered my knees. Man, imagine how freaky Metroid Dread is gonna be. Oh, that's gonna be great. Getting hunted rather by the Emmys. That's gonna be freaky. Can't wait for tomorrow. My copy arrived really quickly, too. Like, it was released Friday, and I got it Friday. Oof, that was close. Oof, that was even closer. I 100% do not want to risk getting spotted by these guys. It's a good thing that when the whole, like, oh, it wards off the guardians for, like, this amount of time, like, when it wears off, they don't immediately come to hunt you down. Uh-oh. Oh, bad touch water. Ah! Yeah, it's pretty good, but... Yes, go away. Thank you. I almost have it there. Ah! Hey, I did it. No problem. See that? I'm a mastermind. Hey, Meeps. How's it going? I don't think I'm in need of any saving. Not right now, anyway. Am I in danger and I just don't know it? Huh? Eee! Oh, I see. It's a good thing you know my friend better than I do, despite not knowing them. What I have done without you. Hey, Hollow. How's it going? How's your week been? Yeah, that's very funny. It's like this. This is peak comedy. Oh, I didn't even realize I'm on a timer. Uh-huh. We're there. But anyway, the long and short of this area is that we're doing like a trial for the goddess. Because she said, you're not cool enough. And she wants us to be more gamer. So she said, try my epic challenge. And yeah, so we're here now. Oh, nice. It's good that you got your last shot, Hollow. Oh, did you ever end up making that pumpkin pie with the recipe that I sent you, or no, you just haven't gotten to it yet? I'm fine. Oh, well, at least she has a new phone now. So that's good. You can always make the pie another time. Yeah, an eye pie. Just blend it up in the grinder. In the blender, rather. Oh, dang. That's kind of mean. I mean, but did you say that she could take it? Because if not, that's... Oh, so she went for the more expensive one. I don't know, man. Whenever I upgrade my phone, I get the cheapest one. And it's worked for me, for as long as I've had phones, so. Anyway, we got the claw shots, nice! Just like in, Twilight Princess, again. A lot of callbacks to that game. Yeah, at least she has a new phone now, so that's nice. She won't bother you. I can see it, Marcus. Mix of Skyward, or Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. I know exactly where it is. It's where that sand waterfall is, and I couldn't get to that other time. Dang, got away. Here, I think. Yeah, man, those tumbleweeds. I got them. Yoo-hoo! Oh, this makes traversal so much easier. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts is coming out on Switch, but like, weirdly enough, they're all gonna be the cloud version. That didn't work. Yeah, maybe it's because that Kingdom Hearts 3 can't run on the Switch, so just to make it consistent. Okay. Just to make it consistent, they decided, oh, let's just make it all the cloud version. I don't know, Meeps. It's weird. Yeah. Kinda sucks, but what can you do? Yeah. You know, the more I've thought about Kingdom Hearts, the more I actually want to play it. Like, I actually want to play it now. And it's kind of for, like, a really dumb, illogical reason. Which is because I think the swirl effects when they showed off Sora in the trailer. I thought it looked cool. Is Kingdom Hearts 3 really so, I guess, divisive? I didn't expect that. Yeah, man, Sora looks good. Ooh, cheesecake. Is it just like normal cheesecake, or is it like that cheesecake that has like a little bit of like strawberry or something? Just a little bit of raspberry filling in there. Oh, well, I've never had Costco cheesecake, so I wouldn't know what it's all about. Oh, okay. Ouch. So the worlds aren't very interesting then, huh? It's like playing through the movie, but not in a fun way. Don't worry, Meeps. Hollow explained it to me a while ago. He's the lore master. I can't reach him. Wow, that was close. How would that work? Smash is never canon. Why would people expect it to be different this time around? Oh, I've heard a lot of things about Nomura. Mainly because he did some story stuff for Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I heard that people were not happy about it. The Winnie the Pooh world? Does Christopher Robin die? Like he sacrifices himself alongside like Rabbit and Tigger to stop the darkness, and then Winnie the Pooh becomes depressed? Is that what we're gonna go for? Wow, so they don't even need, they don't even need Christopher Robin then. Pooh is just fine with it. Ah, yes. Gravity. Well, are the games at least fun to play? I imagine they would be if, you know, they got such a huge following. Okay, yeah, that kind of makes up for it, doesn't it? Whoa. Evil crystal. I want to play Kingdom Hearts now, like honestly. I can just get the collection on PC. Whoa. Oops, sorry. Golo. I almost never get visitors. My name is Golo, and I'm researching the legend of the three dragons, one of which is said to live here. At first glance, it would seem that there's nothing in this area, but I know there's something here. I would just keep on looking. Your name is Link. I see. Not the easiest name to say, is it? And how about you, Link? Why are you here? You're looking for a sacred flame? That sounds like something I've heard of before, but maybe not. Sweet Goro. I remember now. I read something about it in an ancient scroll that spoke of the Lanayru Sand Sea. I do not remember all the details, but you can get to the Lanayru Sand Sea if you go straight through here. Okie dokie. If you want to get to the Lanayru Sand Sea, you're going to need this key. Good luck to you. Yeah, it's on PC via the Epic Game Store. Sure. Oh, he's so excited. That makes me happy. Look at him, he's raring to go. Yeah, kind of, huh? Is he gonna be the next character that will get into Street Fighter? Buggies. Got him. No, I think Sakurai just needs a break. He's been working hard on all this DLC. I mean, like how many years has he been giving us Smash? like 20 years now? I mean, what do you really expect from online news articles? A lot of them are just clickbait. Oh, did you get, Metroid Dread amiibs? Sorry. Oh, never mind then. Yeah, I'm super hyped for tomorrow. It's gonna be great. Rip. Let me go check this out first, and then I'll go to the other place. Oops. What comes out in November? Oh, this is a shortcut back to the beginning. Never mind then. Oh, you're right. I actually completely forgot about that. The hype for Metroid Dread made me forget. Can't wait to go drink some coffee with Brewster. Oh, that's another thing I forgot about. Alright. I can do that after the stream though. I have a lot of flowers on my island because I love flowers. I've been meaning to do some renovations, but I haven't gotten around to it because Animal Crossing New Horizons doesn't give you that many reasons to go back to it. Awesome. Yeah. This does look like a cool part. Although, not because of the temperature. Weirdly enough, because this used to be a port town, I started thinking about the port town of Thousand Year Door. Yeah, Rogue's one. The one that has the noose in the center of town. Just in case you get lost, you can have a nice friendly landmark. Ooh, the double. Oh, really, Marcus? Well, it's a good thing you didn't find out until later. Yeah, like, looking back on it, like, I was super hyped for the release of New Horizons, but it is unfinished. Well, at least compared to New Leaf, because New Leaf still has more content, I think. Yeah, it was lacking, and I still think it is lacking. Like, I don't know. I think the strategy of, like, kind of drip feeding the content with, like, updates and stuff was kind of cool in theory, because it could let you experience the same thing as other people at the same time. You know how, like, with the updates, it has, like, different seasonal things, you know, like the celebrations and stuff, but, like, in execution, it was pretty not good. Oh my god, that's so cool. Uh-oh, cool hat alert. Cool area alert. Let me jump in the water. The sand water. Oh, that's so cool. How it just becomes like a pool. Yo ho ho. Who are you? Some human? Who am I? I'm the proud skipper of the ship that protects Lanayru's flame. It was the day of the storm. My crew and I were navigating the seas as usual. And then those brutes, the pirates, suddenly attacked us. They were after Lanayru's flame. My crew was imprisoned and I was thrown into the sea. I drifted on the current to this port. After that, I took this boat and went searching for my ship and crew, but they were nowhere to be found. It haunts me, wondering where my ship could be. I bet my hat they've turned the ship invisible and are hiding out somewhere. You can't see it. In order to protect Lanayru's flame, the ship has a function that allows it to become invisible. You say you're searching for Lanayru's flame, so you need Lanayru's flame to find someone important to you. In that case, you should help me search for my ship and crew. If you'll help me, then I guess I'll let you on my boat. Really? Well, in that case... There's something weird about that map of yours. If you're going to navigate these treacherous waters, then you need a proper sea chart. There's a sea chart in my shack at Skipper's Retreat, so first you need to get on this boat and set a course for Skipper's Retreat. Shall we shove off? Let's go. Alright, let's go. My circuits spark to life in the salt air. It feels good to take to the seas again after so long. Well, let's see if I can remember how to navigate. Alright. Beep. Well, actually. Beep. There we go. Oh, that is amazing. I forgot that the crystal was in his boat. Woohoo! Look at us. Oh. Watch out! Attack! We're gonna overheat the ship. Oh, we ran out of gas. Yeah, it's Wind Waker, except with sand. Is this how you do it? I'm trying to park the boat. Too late for that, Meeps. We've arrived. Yarr. What? How come he gets a cliff face in his face? His face on a cliff face. Yeah, his face on a cliff face. What is this, Mount Rushmore? The sea chart we need is in my shack, but you're the one who will have to go get it. There are more monsters about than before, so be careful. I can't wander far from the boat, so I'll just stay down here. Well, Skipper's Retreat is where we're gonna have to retreat from this game. At least for today. That's 2 hours. And we spent half of it talking to like a toilet hand. And doing other just various little things. Sorry, Meeps. But that's the way it's gotta be. Well, I'm not ending the stream now. I'm gonna take a BRB and be back with some Psychonauts 2. Yeah. So, thanks for stopping by and watching Skyward Sword. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. And be back with Skyward, or not Skyward Sword, Psychonauts 2. So, yeah.